That was open misandry.
But instead of saying you're a misandrist, just ask more questions and say, yo, is there a reason why? Because that's what I was doing. Is there a reason why you keep talking mess about men? Like, where is that coming from? Let her call herself
the person
a
doing the thing ain't gonna call that thing out. If you have a conversation with a person doing that thing, no matter what question you ask, they will never say it's that.
But calling a person or whatever it is one, giving that person attention, and two, is disrespectful. Welcome the person on the panel.
So somebody came on here saying I hate N-words, and we said that's racist.
That's a problem. Really, you know what?
We're gonna say that's disrespectful to say that that's racist.
Sweeney, if you don't like what the man said, you either leave the panel or you look at Trigger Mike and be like, "Yo,
he's not saying he don't like it. He's just saying he don't like
her. I would
leave the panel. Is what I'm saying.
I don't have to. Mr. Lego.
If I don't label him, my daughter be to mess around and put him in the cereal.
What's wrong with just? Like I said, Trigger Mike is running the panel. If the person on the panel is whatever it's on Trigger Mike, not on us to call it out. We either stay or leave because he's running the word.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Let Go. Let me ask you something seriously. Is the word wife a descriptor?
Yes.
Is it disrespectful to call a woman a wife?
If she isn't a wife, it would somewhat be strange, but not disrespectful.
But if she is a wife,
but if she is one,
no.
And I said you're a wife.
That's not a negative connotation.
No. The person is saying it's not negative. If someone tells me, I don't mind when people point out that what I'm saying is that thing. You don't have to take it as negative. Let me give you a perfect example of that. The word ignorant. A lot of dumbass people get bothered by the word ignorant. But if you don't know or have not been exposed to something, you are ignorant of it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people take words that aren't disses as disses. Just like a lot of women have gotten mad. I had a girl who was a friend of mine. She said her friend stopped being her friend, and she called her and asked her, why'd you stop being my friend? She said, because every damn time you talk about your man, you got to say my husband this, my husband that, like another bitch ain't worth getting a husband or something. Like she got mad at her own friend because her friend kept referring to her man as my husband. Now, was her friend rubbing it in? I don't know. But that was her husband. When I go out and when I say I'm going to the mansion, you might get mad that I'm saying that, but isn't that where the fuck I live? So somebody might take it as disrespectful, but that's the problem. It's their problem. Because if you labeled it what it actually was, why are you mad? Imagine being mad at your friend for wearing gray shorts because he got a big penis and you don't. Imagine. You pissed off. Nigga, it's disrespectful you wearing them gray jogging pants.
But that goes right along with my point, though. Don't call it out. Either stay in the room or leave. Calling it, you just proved my point. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying you should accept if he goes,
have a conversation. Or either I'm getting out of here. I don't agree.
He should not have a problem, and you shouldn't have a problem. He shouldn't have to.
My whole point is disrespectful when you start calling a person a name instead of accepting the person for who they are. I started the whole conversation off because we started talking about BG. I don't have a problem with BG, but I ain't gonna hang with BG. But all of a sudden, but at the same time, allow the person to be who they are.
But did you call him gay?
They call me Polo in college. Do you know why?
Call him gay?
I never call him gay.
You said he was a G.
I said if BG wants to be G, let BG be G.
And you wouldn't say he's a G.
I literally said, if BG wants to be G, let BG be G.
And if she wants to be a misandrist,
he said, let him be whatever that man is. Let him be misandrist. What I'm saying is, when I was in college, people used to call that, like, people didn't even know my name. They would just call me Polo because I kept wearing a bunch of polos. I didn't take it as a diss, though. They were just calling what they saw. Like, there are many people whose nickname is literally what people saw. Tell me I'm lying.
Yeah, my nickname is Black.
I get it. Y'all gonna go to bed.
It's what they saw, and that's what they called you. And you never took offense to it.
I got you. But I'll talk to y'all later. I'm about to take my ass to bed.
All right, let me get these super chats, man. Let me get these super chats. Erica sent $2. Appreciate that. Chad Poole, Charleston White, where you at, bruh? DeVal Moffat, $5. But men are a resource to women because of the inability to get food, agriculture, hunting, mining. Your ideology skipped important steps, Ms. Princella. I was going to kind of cook on that because I'm the host, so I ain't want to go in too deep. That's why I was like, do women create their own resources? The hell would they do with it? You could turn it all over to women tomorrow. What are they going to do with iron ore?
You a better host than me, sir.
What percentage of female farmers are
you
there?
A good host, because I would have lost the host hat and became the debater. Because that's what I kept seeing.
I even broke some of my own rules because I even cut off because I wasn't supposed to go ask some of the questions that I asked, but I was like, nah.
Trigger. She said, and the funny thing is that if you left the resources to women, this is what people don't understand. And I say this all the time. Resources on the planet Earth are finite. They're finite.
Yep.
So if you took away all men and you left nothing but women on the planet, there's still 4 billion women on the planet. What are they going to do? They're going to fight over resources. It may be a little bit easier because they don't have to fight men for the resources, but they're going to fight over resources.
But there would still be a hierarchy of women who would take most of that shit.
Take most of that shit. It's like,
and like he said, who's going to mine the iron ore? They will still always need men. Even if they had the area which had all the material, there's a reason why you ain't never seen a skyscraper being built in America and a bunch of women walking across them. I want all y'all to go do me a favor. Go look and see if you've ever seen it. Go look at skyscraper being built and see if you see women walking the beams. You don't.
And I bullshit you now. This is not to discredit anything that women provide to society, because I just found it was. That's why I had to call out the misandry when I seen it, because I'm like, you're openly advocate. You openly talk shit about men, and then back that up by saying, well, men and women ain't shit. Black men and black women haven't been doing anything right. So why did you open the conversation with what men should be doing?
Thank you.
Well, can I just do something before I head off? Just because the testosterone, it's too much. There were 1 and 2 points that I agreed with Princella, but for the majority of what she said, I actually disagreed with. And I really do think that hopefully her audience can see that life will be much easier with a well-vetted man, not a Pookie and Ray Ray. But if you pick and you take your time and choose a good man to submit to and get married to, then you don't even have to be the independent woman that is sacrificing her happiness because now you let the man in your life. You'll actually have an easier life with a good man. So I do think you should call out bad behaviors or good behaviors, because if her audience is trying to understand her message, but then here's a rebuttal and here's something that's different, perhaps they can actually get the truth because you call out the actual behavior. So with that being
said, an informed decision.
That's the part.
They can make an informed decision. So with that being said, have a good night, guys. It was so nice talking to everyone.
No, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for coming through.
That's the part where we kind of dropped the ball, though. If we to the audience, because
we fucked up.
For the people that might not still be familiar with her, for the people that's going into the future with this type of learning and indoctrination, we could have kind of dissected everything respectfully, and we dropped the ball in having a conversation. We got in emotions, and it kind of backfired and made us look a certain way, even if we were right, you know.
Yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah, that's what tends to happen with men. Anyway, you fight back, you screwed, you quiet, you screwed.
And I'm gonna be real with y'all, fellas. I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Okay, for arguing with a woman.
Like we not
when you and me went at it, nobody thought either one of us was anything about it. When we were disagreeing, nobody thought a fucking thing. But if you were a woman and I was a woman, we would have been looked at as we're abusing the other one by questioning them.
Yeah. But we have to be able to put everybody that disagrees on the table and be able to have a respectful civil conversation to get to the result. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you think, We got to be able to get in the same room and have a conversation respectfully. And I'll take a L on my chin as well too, because I used to go through similar experiences as well too, things that I did, but we have to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of our emotions and regardless of the truth of what we may be telling and making it personal, instead of attacking the argument, we went straight at each other and it derailed the conversation.
Well, I don't want to say too much, but I'll just say this. And there are people who know, and there are people who know. When you hear these women, and I think it's one of the most disrespectful things to hear these women talk about men and belittle men. When the majority of these women got our OnlyFans or they've been selling their cat to men. Y'all men are helping these women live day to day. And she's one of those women who live day to day off men. And then turn around and say how men ain't this and ain't that. That shows how weak we men are. Y'all will listen to, what was it, that woman that claimed she got hit in the face with a brick. That woman literally,
we just call it brick face.
Well, she put men down all the time, and yet you had men coming at me when I called that when it first happened. I said, well, this ain't real. This fake. You look like you hit a woman. I was like, why are these dudes coming at me? So then when it comes out it's not true, well, she's $40,000 richer after you realize it's not true. How many of you men could have done that? Said that I hit you. Anybody hit you. I've been hit a few times. You think I could make a GoFundMe and get any money for it? No, it's our fault.